Welcome to your Pilates Reformer workout. I'm joined by my friend Kendrick, who you may recognize from the workout we did last summer, where he kicked my butt. Kendrick is going to be instructing me today. He's going to do an express abs workout. And today we're going to use the ball. We're going to have some alternative options if we don't have the props, right?
Yes.
Great. Kendrick is also joining me for 2 more workouts, which will be available on my membership. So if you're not yet a member, please go check that out. Kendrick, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, and my handle is NYC Kendrick.
And Kendrick reads tarot. He also does virtual privates, which I wholeheartedly recommend you check out. And shall we get started?
Let's get started.
Let's do it. Do you want the headrest up or down, Kendrick?
Down.
And how many springs are we loading?
We're going to put all of them on to keep the carriage nice and stable.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, everybody. So Melanie is lying down on her back with her headrest down flat. I have done this exercise with the heels on the bar, but you can also take the heels down to the platform, which actually might be good for a lot of people. And then we're going to grab the ball and we're going to place that in between the knees. Okay, and you're then going to place your hands behind your head and just nest your head in the palms of your hands with your elbows nice and wide.
And if people, I'm sorry to interrupt, if people don't have the ball at home, what should they use instead?
If you don't have the ball at home, you can literally use a folded up towel, paper towel roll, a roll of paper towels.
A little squish on it?
Yeah. You just want something in between the knees just to keep you engaged in the inner thighs. Okay? You're going to take a deep breath in, everyone. And as you exhale, squeeze the ball gently and pull your navel in away from that ball. Then you're going to take another deep breath in here. As you exhale, lift your head and your chest up towards the ball and the knees, and you're going to hold it there for 8. And this is a moment where you're really going to focus on your lower back being anchored into the carriage, holding. I count slow. 4, keep breathing, 3, and 2. On the inhale, you're going to lower down and release the grip, inhale. And as you exhale, lift the head and the chest up, squeeze the ball and pull the navel into the lower back. Again, inhale down. And exhale, lift up to squeeze. Keep doing this, everybody. Try to focus on those lower abs as you squeeze the ball and pull the abdominals in and down. And looking up towards the ball. Again, you have for 4. And exhale, feel those adductors working. And you have 3 more. And exhale, lift. Good. 2 more. Keep synchronizing the breath. Exhale on the exertion as you lift up. And again, 1. And exhale, lift up. Hold on tighter to the ball. A little bit faster, going down and up. Down and up. So we're really thinking about that upper thoracic flexion here, along with the cervical spine. 4, and lift. 3, and lift. And usually when my clients start to get tired, I just say, focus on your breathing more. It's going to help support you. It's going to help you execute. And down, right? Because we don't want to just think about how we are using the muscles. Down. 4 more. And 4. And up. And just when they think they're done, they're not. For 2. Last 1. Hold it at the top. Stay there. Now you're going to do a soft, controlled pulse. Up and down with the head. Up. Lift. Almost done for 5. And 4. We're going to do 2 sets of 8, okay? So this is finishing the first set, and here's the second set here. And you go 8.
I was going to get the rest in
7,
between, but
6. You're almost done. 5. And a 4, and a 3. And just so we know it's not a fluke, you're going to hold it at the top for 8 and focus on the breathing here. Inhale and exhale. And as you're breathing, make sure that on your exhale, you really feel that navel funneling down to the lower back on the carriage. You have 2 more, and 2, and 1, and lower down. Good job.
Thank you. I'm already sweating, man. That's good.
So you can bring your knees into your chest, watch your feet, and just rock from side to side, sort of massaging your lower back on the carriage to break up that tension that you may have created there. So now Melanie is going to bring the ball back in between her knees, and then the legs are going to go to tabletop, actually, right over the bar. You can place your hands behind your head again. Okay, she's gonna flex the feet so the heels are nice and flat. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, lift your head and your chest up and hold it there. You're gonna keep your hips nice and stable on the carriage and take another inhale. As you exhale, press the right heel forward, keeping the ball in between. Good. And then bring it back into center on the inhale and switch. Exhale, left heel presses out. Good. And bring it in slow. Now, if you don't have the ball to press the heels out and feel it rolling in between the inner thighs, you can just take your legs into tabletop and you can alternate the legs reaching out without the ball or without the towel or whatever you would be holding in between your inner legs. 3. And bring it in. Just 2 more. And a 2. And bring it in. And a 1. And bring it in and rest for a moment. Flex the heels with the hands behind the head. Okay, let's take a deep breath in, exhale, lift up, hold. Let's say that we finish with your right heel pressed forward slightly. Okay, now cross your right elbow towards the left knee. Good. And you're gonna bring the knees back to center. And switch. Exhale, cross. If you wanna lower the head all the way down, you can.
So that would be...
And come back up.
Oh,
there you
I
go.
see.
And lower down,
Gotcha.
center. And exhale, lift up and cross. Almost done. 5. Feel the dialogue going on between the knees and the navel here, pulling in, away from the knees. 3. And exhale, cross. 2 more. And inhale, center. And exhale, cross. 1 more. And inhale, center. And exhale, cross. Good. Bring it all in and you can rest. Nice job.
Thanks. I like that rolling ball variation. I've never done that before.
You like that one?
I do, yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. Okay, everybody. Melanie just did her ab workout, her ab series. We did some anterior work. Now we're going to do some posterior work.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to place both feet on the arches on the foot bar, and the ball is going to go in between your knees again. Your headrest is still down. Your palms are going to be flat to your carriage. You're going to take a deep breath in here, and as you exhale, just squeeze the ball gently and pull the navel in away from the inner thigh connection. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to scoop out your core and peel your spine vertebrae by vertebrae from that carriage, pressing the hips up, establishing that diagonal line, and you're going to hold for 4. Feel the stretch across the front of the hips and the engagement in the backs of the legs for 2. And you're going to inhale all the way down, articulating your spine nice and supple as you sort of massage it back down against the carriage. Inhale at the bottom. And as you exhale, scoop out the core and peel the spine off, establishing that diagonal line again. And inhale, lowering down, funneling the navel down to the lower back as the lower back pulls down to the carriage. And exhale, scoop and peel the spine off, really using the arms as well. Feel it in the palms, the triceps, the upper back and shoulders. One more time to come down on the inhale, slowly articulating the spine against the carriage. And exhale, scoop out the abdominals and peel the spine off. Good. And you're going to hold it up there, everybody. Shift your weight onto your left leg, and you're going to take your right foot off the bar. Reach the right leg long. You've got your inner thighs facing one another, and your femurs are parallel. You're going to lower the hips all the way down. And exhale, press strong through the left, reach long through the right. Good. And 3 more. Inhale down, navel in. And exhale, push up. Now the diagonal is from the toe all the way to the shoulder. Just 2 more, navel in, down. And you can give yourself that moment of rest on the carriage right before you press back up, extending through the front of the left hip. Last one, inhale down. And exhale, press up with the left, reach long with the right. Hold it up there. Bring your right foot back down to the bar, and then you're going to articulate your spine all the way back down. Good job. Whoa.
You're handing me my ass,
And
Kendrick.
rock your knees
And I'm
from
glad.
side to side.
Now, something I like about bridges, which I think a lot of people don't assume, is that it is a core exercise, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think often we think about it as being so hamstring and glue focused, but
Mm-hmm.
all of that articulation goes so beautifully into the core.
Right. The core is very active. It's very responsive
So
during those bridges.
I like that you took us there.
Well, we're going to go back there, but on the other side.
About to like it on the left side. Okay.
Yes.
Here we go.
Okay, everybody, palms are flat. You're going to take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, squeeze the ball and pull the navel in. Scoop out the core, peeling the spine away from the carriage. Feel the arms at the top of the press. Hold for 4. Hold for 3. Hold for 2. Hold for 1. You're going to inhale, pull the navel in and down towards the lower back as you articulate that spine. Feel the hips settle and exhale, scoop and peel it back off, reconnecting to the heels, the hamstrings, the glutes, upper back and shoulders, down through the fingertips and lower down. Good. And exhale, scoop and peel it off. There you go. Keep it going here. A lot of times with clients, especially if they're new, right? They fidget with the feet a lot, or their feet aren't even parallel. They might be like in a Pilates V shape or something like that, right? And so it really does take a moment of pause for them to feel what their feet are like in parallel. I feel like sometimes the feet are a little bit of an afterthought.
Absolutely.
Right? We take them for granted.
And sometimes folks have some interesting rotation stuff happening in the hips, which goes to the feet.
Yes.
So,
all connected.
Yeah.
And establish that diagonal. Hold it there. You're going to shift your weight to the right. Left leg is up. Good. Hold. And inhale, lowering down. And as you exhale, press through the right, reach long through the left inner leg. Good. And inhale down. And what I usually say with that inner leg is that you're reaching from the groin past the knee, through the ankle, the arch, and the big toe. Twice more. Inhale down. And exhale, feel the extension in the hip just like you feel it on the top of the ankle. And one more, inhale down, navel in, and reinvigorate those arms. Press, and left foot goes down. And you're going to articulate the spine coming all the way down, pulling the navel into the lower back. Good job.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, Kendrick, take us away. What's up next?
Okay, so we are going to do a plank series next. Melanie is going to go prone on her carriage. Her feet are going to be on the edge of the platform, the top edge, so the crevice of the toes where they meet the balls of the feet are there. And then her hands are going to be on the sides of the shoulder block. The wrists are going to be straight, aligned with the rest of the forearm, okay? And then the knees are going to come back to the edge of your carriage just to give you a little bit more real estate and room. Take a deep breath in here, Melanie, and you're going to exhale, rounding your spine, pulling your navel in. Everybody, make sure that your knees are really together here as well as the ankles because you want that inner leg connection that we've been practicing the whole time with the ball. Take another deep breath in here, and as you exhale, you're going to lift your knees up off of the carriage, and you're going to hold for 4, hold for 3, hold for 2. Keep the core held, right? And you're going to inhale, lightly tap the knees down, feel the core engagement, and exhale, lift up. And inhale, tap 7, very light tap, and exhale to lift. And inhale, tap. So these are kind of slow and steady, you know. It definitely does start to feel very strong in the core after the first 4. You're going to feel it right away. 3 more. 3. Navel and exhale and up. So you're pulling the navel into the lower back towards the ceiling. 1 more. Tap. Lift it up and hold. Okay, turn the knees to the left. Good. Pull the abs in coming through center and turn them to the right. And pull the abs in center and turn them to the left and bring it center. Now bring them to the right and hold them to the right. Keep the knees to the right, everybody. Inhale. As you exhale, push all the way forward. Feel the glutes and that left hip. Good. Abs in, bend the knees into the right elbow. And exhale, pushing out. Feel that extension in the front of the hips. Navel in away from the knees as you draw them into the elbow. 2 more times, everybody. Exhale, push. And bring it in. And I know we talked about this before. Press it out and hold. Hold it there. You're going to do a pike. Pull the hips up. Good. And exhale out.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And inhale, pull up. And exhale, pushing out. Just 2 more. And inhale, pull up. You can do it. You got this. And exhale, pushing out. Just 1 more, Mel. And inhale up. And exhale, push out. And we'll take a break after this. Bring the knees into the right elbow and come through center. And then you're going to bring it down.
Wow, that was great. And horrible at the same time.
Yay! Oh my gosh.
Okay. We do it on the other side, yes?
We do it on the other side.
Okay.
All right, everybody, you're going to take a deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to round your spine, pulling the navel into the lower back. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, lift the knees up and hold for 4. Hold for 3. Hold for 2. And you're going to inhale and tap the knees down. And exhale, lift them up. And as you do this, you do still want to feel the traction that your feet have on the platform and the forearms and the elbows on the carriage. If your arms start to feel like they're getting a little loose, you can kind of gently press into the shoulder blocks and just remind yourself to keep the shoulders engaged on the upper back. 1 more. And last one to tap, lift up and hold. Turn the knees to the right.
To the right?
There you go. And bring it to the center. And now turn it to the left. And bring it center. Again to the right. And bring it center. Last one to the left and hold it to the left. Inhale. As you exhale, push all the way forward. Feel the glutes and the hips connect. Good. Abs in and bend the knees into the left elbow. And exhale, pushing forward. Good. Feel that right side very much in. There you go. Very connected laterally on the right side. And exhale, bring it in. And last one, you're going to keep the legs straight. Let's take it up to your pike and up. And exhale, pushing out through those toes. And inhale, pulling up. Good. Feel the connection through both of the legs and press out. Just 2 more. And inhale, pulling the navel up. And feel that core connection as you push out through the legs. And 1 more, navel in and pulling up to the ceiling. Exhale, pushing out and bring it in. And then you're going to come to the center and bring the knees down.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Wow, I'm officially deceased.
Love it. Thank you for doing all of that.
Thank you for kicking my ass thoroughly today.
All right. Well, that was pretty good.
All right. Is that it?
Yes, that is it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I was going to say you're done, but I'm done. You're done too. Kendrick, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Thoroughly kicked my butt. If you guys want to see more of Kendrick, please comment down below and let me know. You can also sign up for my membership, because I'm fully out of breath. There are 2 more workouts featuring Kendrick that you can access this week. Kendrick, tell the people where they can find you again.
You can find me on Instagram at NYCKendrick.
Yes, and he is offering tarot readings, which I have done with him before. They're excellent, as well as virtual privates. Please reach out to him. He's excellent. Thank you so much to my members for all of your support. Extra special thanks to the folks who've been with me for 6 months or more. And super duper extra special thanks to the people who've been with me for over a year. Some of you almost 2 years, which is absolutely crazy. Check out Kendrick's other videos with me in the membership, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.